Tokyo, August 1st. The Japan Meteorological Agency (JMA) has officially confirmed that July 2025 was the hottest on record for many regions across the country, with unprecedented average temperatures scorching parts of western Japan, including Matsu and Tottori. This heat wave, described as historically extreme, shows no sign of easing as meteorologists warn of continued high temperatures and low precipitation into August. With wide-ranging implications for health, agriculture, infrastructure, and daily life, Japan now faces a summer crisis that demands urgent attention. Filled square record-breaking heat. What happened? July 2025 will go down in Japanese weather history as one of the most unforgiving months since records began. According to the JMA's latest data release, the monthly average temperature for Japan was approximately 2.1 degrees Celsius above normal, marking the highest deviation ever recorded for July. This figure surpasses previous records set in 2018 and 2022, both years infamous for nationwide heatstroke incidents and water shortages. Among the hardest hit cities were Matsu, Shimane Prefecture, average temperature exceeded 30 degrees Celsius, with 18 days above 35 degrees Celsius. Tottori City, Tottori Prefecture, recorded its highest ever July average temperature at 31.3 degrees Celsius. Kyoto, Hiroshima, Fukuoka, all reported daily highs over 38 degrees Celsius multiple times during the month. The reasons for this extreme weather lie in a combination of persistent high-pressure systems, weakened rainy season fronts, and global climate change trends. The Pacific high-pressure system, which typically brings sunny summer weather, expanded unusually far north and east this year, trapping heat over the Japanese archipelago for weeks. Filled square the vanishing rainy season, a dangerous shift. Another troubling feature of July 2025 was the lack of rainfall. While Japan's rainy season, Suyu, normally continues into early July, this year's Suyu ended prematurely, in some regions as early as late June. As a result, most of western and southern Japan experienced 30–50% less rainfall than average for July. This deficiency of rain has triggered drought alerts in parts of Chugoku and Kinki regions, depleted reservoir levels, particularly in Shimane, Tottori, and Okayama. Soil dryness affecting agriculture, particularly rice and vegetable cultivation. Water usage restrictions, including nighttime limitations in some towns. Local officials in Matsu and Tottori have warned that continued low rainfall into August could force further restrictions and even emergency declarations in rural municipalities. Filled square nationwide health impacts. Rising heat stroke cases. With temperatures soaring and humidity remaining high, heat stroke cases skyrocketed throughout the country. According to data from the Fire and Disaster Management Agency (FDMA), over 23,000 people were transported to hospitals for heat-related illnesses in July. More than 50 people have died, many of them elderly or individuals without access to air conditioning. Major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya saw daily emergency call spikes due to heat stroke and dehydration. Local governments have responded by setting up cooling centers, especially in community halls and schools. In Tottori, free access was granted to air-conditioned public libraries and community gyms to allow vulnerable residents, especially the elderly, to find relief. It's a matter of life and death this summer, said Dr. Yui Nakamura, an emergency physician in Hiroshima. We're not just talking about discomfort anymore, this heat is actively endangering lives. Filled square the agricultural toll. Crops suffer under the sun. Farmers in western Japan are reporting devastating impacts on their summer crops. With insufficient rainfall and relentless heat, rice fields are drying prematurely, reducing expected yields. Vegetables such as cucumbers, eggplants, and tomatoes are showing sunburn damage and accelerated ripening. Livestock in open barns are showing signs of stress, and water consumption has surged. In Tottori, where agriculture plays a crucial economic role, the Yacht Japan Agricultural Cooperative has declared partial crop loss for several vegetable varieties and recommended early harvesting for some rice paddies. This may result in smaller grains and lower market prices. The heat is baking our fields, said Koji Tanaka, a third-generation farmer in Shimane. Even with irrigation, it's not enough. The soil cracks before our eyes. Filled square wildfires and environmental stress. Another concern tied to the extended dry conditions is the growing risk of wildfires. Though not as common as in some countries, Japan has seen a notable uptick in small-scale wildfires in recent weeks. A fire near Mt. Daisen, Tottori burned nearly 6 hectares of forest. Brush fires in Okayama and western Hyogo required fire department and SDF intervention. Campgrounds and mountain hiking routes have been issued temporary fire bans. Local wildlife is also being affected, with deer and boar moving closer to human settlements in search of water. In Matsu, residents reported multiple sightings of thirsty animals near parks and rivers. Filled square, how long will it last? August outlook is grim. Unfortunately, the heat wave is far from over. The JMA has issued a long-term forecast indicating that above-average temperatures will likely continue throughout August, especially in western and central Japan. Rainfall is expected to remain low, especially around the Sannan, Tokai, and Kansai regions. The risk of tropical nights, lows above 25 degrees Celsius, remains high, causing further sleep-related health stress. According to JMA meteorologist Hiroshi Okamoto, the current patterns are showing no sign of weakening. The strong Pacific high is forecasted to persist, pushing away any typhoons or rain-bearing systems for the time being. This prolonged heat wave could extend into September, potentially impacting school reopenings and major outdoor events like fireworks festivals and sports competitions. Filled square, government response and expert warnings. In light of the escalating crisis, the Ministry of the Environment and the Cabinet Office have issued emergency advisories, including encouraging remote work during daytime hours, increasing public funding for air conditioning in elderly care centers and kindergartens, urging citizens to use cooling appliances, stay hydrated, and avoid direct sunlight during peak hours, launching public awareness campaigns through SNS and TV to warn of heatstroke and dehydration risks. At the same time, climate scientists are emphasizing that this is no longer a one-off event but part of a growing pattern tied to global warming. Japan must brace for hotter summers ahead, said Dr. Megumi Sato, a climate researcher at the University of Tokyo. We are entering an era where 40 degrees Celsius summers will become normal. Urban design, agriculture, and public health policies must evolve accordingly. Filled square, local voices. Daily life in a boiling July. For residents of Matsu, Totora, and beyond, this summer has been nothing short of punishing. I never thought I'd see the day when I dreaded going outside, said 67-year-old Hiroko Sasaki of Matsu. Even at night, it feels like the heat never ends. Students attending summer cram schools complain of sweltering classrooms, while postal workers and delivery drivers report dangerous work conditions. Children are being kept indoors for much of the day, unable to safely enjoy summer holidays outdoors. I want to play soccer, but even our coach told us to stay home, said a 10-year-old boy in Totora. Summer isn't fun anymore. Filled square, moving forward. What can be done? While Japan grapples with the immediate crisis, experts are urging a nationwide reassessment of how the country deals with extreme weather. Urban greening to reduce heat islands. Upgrading school and workplace buildings for better ventilation. Investing in water-saving infrastructure and agricultural resilience. National early warning systems for heat waves, much like typhoon alerts. Cities like Matsu and Totora are already experimenting with heat sensors, automated water sprinklers, and reflective pavement materials, but broader adoption is needed. Filled square, conclusion. The record-breaking heat of July 2025 is a sobering wake-up call for Japan. With temperatures soaring beyond historical norms and the promise of more to come in August, the time for action, both immediate and long-term, is now. The question is not just how we survive this summer, but how we adapt to a new climate reality.